Edith Langley never thought she'd find herself standing in front of her closet, fingers trembling as they brushed over a dusty garment bag, hidden behind years of seasonal coats and unworn scarves. She was 73 now, living alone in a quiet corner of Oregon, and the dress had once belonged to her daughter Rachel. It had hung untouched since the day of the funeral, nearly a decade ago. The house felt colder than usual that morning. Autumn had arrived with its veil of golden mist and crisp silence. The maple leaves outside her bay window fluttered like forgotten promises. Edith had always liked silence, at least she told herself that. Since her husband Charles died 15 years ago, and Rachel 3 years after him, silence had become both a sanctuary and a burden. It filled the rooms like smoke, invisible but thick enough to choke. She didn't mean to find the dress. She had gone up to the attic searching for a heavier blanket, but something pulled her toward the old chest instead. The lock had rusted, but she pried it open, breathing in the stale scent of cedar and thyme. Beneath layers of folded linen sat the black dress Rachel had worn the summer before she passed away. Simple, elegant, and utterly her. Edith stared at it for a long while. She could still remember Rachel twirling in front of the mirror, her laugh echoing off the walls. She had been 39, newly promoted at the gallery downtown, and radiant in every way. Cancer changed all that, reducing her to whispers and 4 tubes and long sleepless nights. That day, without quite knowing why, Edith took the dress from its bag and laid it gently across her bed. The fabric was softer than she remembered. A deep part of her, long silent, stirred. She made tea but let it go cold. She opened the windows but didn't notice the chill. Finally, as if guided by someone else's hands, she undressed and slipped the dress on. It didn't quite fit, not in the way it had fit Rachel, but that didn't matter. The mirror didn't reflect Edith, the grieving mother or widow, anymore. It showed a woman remembering who she used to be. It was a subtle shift at first. She began wearing color again. Not just beige and navy, but real color. Burgundy scarves, emerald cardigans. She started baking on Sunday mornings like she used to when Rachel was little. She even went to the small bookstore downtown, where the owner still remembered her name. Townspeople noticed, too. "You've got a light in your eyes again," said Nancy, her neighbor. Edith only smiled, unsure how to explain that a dress had unlocked something long buried. But it wasn't the dress itself. It was what it represented. Rachel had lived her life with passion and fearlessness, traits Edith hadn't allowed herself since her 20s. She began writing again, a secret she had hidden since college. Short stories, mostly, scribbled in old notebooks with frayed edges. One afternoon, while organizing old belongings, she found a stack of postcards Rachel had written during her travels. She read them slowly, feeling her daughter's voice come alive again. "You have to try painting again, Mom," one card read. "Promise me." She had promised, and forgotten. So Edith went out and bought a canvas. Then another. Then brushes. Then colors she hadn't used in years. Vivid ochres, moody blues. Her kitchen became her studio. She painted at sunrise, at dusk, sometimes in the middle of the night when memories pressed too close. The first painting was a landscape. Golden fields like the ones outside their childhood home. The second was a still life. The third was abstract, and when she looked at it, she wept. Not for Rachel, but for herself. For the girl who had once wanted to be an artist. For the young woman who had let life harden her. For the mother who gave everything and forgot how to breathe. In the months that followed, Edith transformed her home into something new. Lighter curtains, softer lighting, plants by the windowsill. The local gallery accepted one of her pieces for a winter showcase, and for the first time in years, she wore lipstick and heels. She sat in the back during the exhibit, watching as strangers admired her work. One painting, a portrait of a woman alone on a bench beneath an autumn tree, drew a small crowd. "It feels like she's waiting for something," someone said. Edith only nodded. She wasn't waiting anymore. On what would have been Rachel's 50th birthday, Edith put the dress back on. She stood by the lake where they used to picnic and whispered a quiet thank you. For the love, for the pain, for the gift of remembering. And in that stillness, with the wind brushing her cheeks, she felt something lift. Not gone but changed. Not sorrow but shape. She walked home lighter than she had in years, the dress swaying gently with every step, carrying not just memory, but rebirth.